Hey there everybody, it's the Goof Queen here, and welcome back to Sky Factory 2. In this episode, we are going to be building a jetpack. That's right, by the end of this episode, we are going to fly. The only downside to this is that these jetpacks require quite a few resources, which if I have done what I was supposed to do will now be listed up on your screen. So as you can see, there are a ton of things we need to start gathering to build this jetpack, so let's get started. So, as you can see here, the first thing we need to build is a leather strap from Simply Jetpacks, which is pretty easy. It's just 4 pieces of leather and 2 pieces of iron. So, if I shift-click this question mark, all those ingredients will go into the tinker table, and boom, we have our leather strap down, so we can check that off our list. I'm going to move these components over here, so this crafting table will kind of be where the actual magic happens. So there's the leather strap, and then I believe the next thing we need is just... Wait a minute, why'd I come down here? Oh! Because we need 4 lead ingots. So we can grab these guys and get them up here in their table. Done. Okay. It seems like it's going to be so simple, but where the real problem is going to be is are these leadstone thrusters and the flux capacitors. So let's see here. For this flux capacitor, we need 3 pieces of redstone, 2 lead, a copper, and sulfur. We have access to all of that except the sulfur. So let me see. How do we get sulfur? Shaped crafting. Oh, we can put netherrack into the pulverizer, and then there's a chance of getting sulfur out of it. Okay, we can do that. So the best way, well, the only way, until you actually build a nether portal, the only way to get netherrack is to put down a stone barrel, which I have here. And you've got to fill that stone barrel up with lava. So, where's my lava? Oop. You just head on down here, pick up your lava, and if you put lava into the stone barrel and then chuck a piece of redstone on top of it, you get netherrack. So I'm going to do that for a few minutes here, get a couple pieces of netherrack, and then we'll start pulverizing and see what we can get. Okay, well that did not take as long as I thought it was going to take. We only needed 7 pieces of netherrack in order to get our sulfur, which I suppose is pretty close to the 15% it told me. So in any case, we have got all the components that we need for this leadstone flux capacitor. We should have 3 redstone, 2 lead, a copper, and sulfur. So if we shift click this question mark, we sure do. Awesome. So we've completed that leadstone flux capacitor. Let's go throw it into this one. Awesome. Okay, so I want to say halfway there, but I'm a little bit intimidated by these leadstone thrusters, I'll be honest. Because if we go in here, we have lead, that's pretty easy. Redstone reception coil, that's not bad. But then you see the steam dynamos. So these might take a little bit longer than I thought, and most of that is probably going to be just getting all of this copper, because we need 2 of these dynamos, and each of them needs, there's 3, 7, each of these needs 11 pieces of copper, if I just did that math correctly. And then plus some more copper for the actual thruster itself. So I'm going to go assess my copper stores and see how much we actually have. Apparently, I have severely underestimated the amount of copper I actually have lying around. I'm sure I'm going to regret saying that within, 5-10 minutes. I'm calling it right now. But for right now, we're doing awesome. So we can get both of these steam dynamos going, actually. So we have our 2 steam dynamos. Wait a minute, I didn't math correctly. I still can't add. Because we need 2 of these leadstone thrusters, so we actually need 4 of these steam dynamos, if I'm not mistaken. Let me think. Yeah, that looks, because that makes one, and then we need two of them. Yep, I need two more steam dynamos. So let me craft up another couple. So we're going to need... we need 4 copper gears again. So get me back to my crafting bench here. 4 there. 4 there. That's 4 copper gears for us. I might run out of redstone here. I'm not sure. Let's see. Okay, so then we just need the... Yep, I'm going to run out of redstone. Oh, phooey. Okay, everybody, I took some time. I went down and threw some dust into the auto sifter so I could work on other things while I gathered up some more redstone, and I have completed our 4 steam dynamos. So we need to take a look at what we need to do next. So these leadstone thrusters then need... Okay, I had this figured out, so we need 2 of these thrusters. So we're going to need 2 of these reception coils. Okay, so... we can make 1, 2 of those. Fantastic. And then we're going to need 2 copper gears, which again, oh dear, should have enough to make 2. Okay, apparently I need to clean this out before I do that again. So we have that. I believe I have glass around here somewhere. I do. I think I would need 4 pieces eventually. And there's one other thing I need to make, the pneumatic servo. I believe I need 2 of these then, so I'm going to need more glass. Okay, so I actually have enough glass to make the 2 of these that I need. So we'll put these here, and then I believe it was iron in the middle. Like that? No, it wasn't. I was literally just looking at it, and I forgot. Iron at the top... Oh, I mixed my redstone and my iron up. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so there we have our 2 pneumatic servos, and we'll grab another 4 pieces of glass. I don't know why I just don't grab that entire thing. I mean, it doesn't really make sense, but we should have everything we need. So... we sure do. We have our 2 leadstone thrusters. Awesome. So if we come over here to our final destination sort of spot, we can add these leadstone thrusters in and... I believe I can fly. We have a jetpack. Oh, I'm so excited, guys. We have a jetpack. Okay, so we should be able to throw this on and... oh, wait. We have no power for said jetpack, so even if I... oh, look, I have a little belt on. I have a little belt with the jetpack on. Wait, can I... oh, I forgot I have a little top hat on. I have a little top hat and a jetpack, which does not work right now because I don't have a charger for it, which I just now remembered. I'm so excited that I keep putting the cart in front of the horse, which is not how these things work. So I believe one of the things we can build to do this is an energetic infuser. I may do oh boy, I'm gonna need so much redstone. I believe this is probably the best, quickest, easiest, what have you way of charging up our jetpack. But just in case, I'm gonna take a quick break, go do some more research, and make sure I have enough redstone for all of this. Okay, everybody, so as you can see, we have got our energetic infuser finished up here. We managed to get all of these components. The only thing that was a problem for me was gathering all of the redstone that we needed, which actually wasn't that difficult. I just had to do some more dust, throw some in the auto sifter downstairs and all that jazz. But we got the energy cell, all those coils done, the frame, etc. So now we have our energetic infuser, and I went ahead and I hooked it up to the Stirling generator because my initial thought was to put it down here with the lava generators, but I think we're going to be overhauling that in a minute, but I'll get to that later. So anyway, I threw it up here with the Stirling generator because I have an excess of coal right now from sifting so much gravel down there. So we went ahead and threw the energetic infuser down next to the Stirling generator, and it's working like a charm. It's a little bit slow to fill up, but the jetpack itself fills up pretty quickly, and I was able to get to my Minicio farm and back, I think, twice, and it only used that much RF. No, I'm not doing the math right now. So it's pretty efficient. I mean, there's definitely a better jetpack out there. I think the next one up is the hardened jetpack. Yeah, the leadstone moves into the hardened jetpack, which holds a lot more RF and gives a slightly better protection, I think. Might just be the RF. But anyway, so we've got that down, and that's awesome. I'm super excited that we can fly now. It's a little bit odd. You have to be kind of careful with it, because you don't hover, at least not on this one. You kind of come down slowly if you turn off the hover mode. So you have to be a little bit careful not to go flying way up here and then just let yourself drop, because you will take fall damage, and I will probably end up killing myself doing that accidentally here at some point. But anyway, now that we've got this all figured out, and I'm really excited about that, I'm gonna pop down here, because I've noticed a pattern here, and I'm sure you all have too, that while building this and while building the jetpack, we had some trouble with redstone. I don't know why I'm clicking through there, but we had some trouble gathering enough redstone to get our builds done. And that's because this is only set up to sift gravel right now. It does produce sand, but the sand doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't get sifted into anything. So while we have plenty of drops from the gravel, we have no drops from sand or dust. We have these left over in here because I threw the dust in there to get some redstone so I could look at other things while I was waiting for it. So I'm thinking I want to take a look at this, even though we just built this 2 episodes ago. I want to take a look at this and see if we can turn this into a 3-part system so that we have gravel, sand, and dust all sifting at the same time. Which would just be amazing, but I'm not entirely sure if I can figure it out. I think I can, but you know, it may take a couple different tries. But since we've already made all of the components we'll be using, we'll probably just keep using pulverizer and an auto sieve. I may have to make a couple more generators. I'm not sure how this will do with power. But since we've already made all of the things, I don't want to just sort of jump cut, so I'm thinking we might put a montage together. It might be kind of fun to watch me tear this whole thing apart and then rebuild it and then probably tear it apart again because I'm indecisive like that. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that montage, and hopefully we can turn it into a pretty entertaining series here for you. So let's get going. Everybody, we have a problem. That problem is an empty lava drum. Now, it's not a huge problem. I was just gathering up my items that I needed to tackle this project, and as you can see, I already had it kind of emptied out and ready to go and get going on that, and I came down here and went, wait a minute, why does this have no lava in it? And it looks like I was wrong that this piece here is not inserting lava into this drum, or alternatively, and what I think is probably the case, these are, the lava generators here are being so greedy that we just can't keep up with what they need. So we need more lava gen. We can't even think about doing this until we get more lava gen. So I'm going to look into how I could better arrange this, what I could better do to get more lava going. You know, eventually I'm sure the plan is to hopefully get something. Oh, I forgot I have a jetpack. The plan is eventually to, you know, pull some resources up from the nether, get one of those. I think they have like an ender pump kind of deal to bring lava from the nether, but until we get to that point, we still need more lava. So I'm gonna get looking into that, and I'll be right back with you guys in a minute. So here's what I'm thinking so far, guys. I'm not sure if this is going to be overkill or more likely not quite enough yet, but I think this should be, I think this should be better than what we had. So as you can see, we're going to end up with 4 lava drums here, and I did space these, wow, I can't control this jetpack yet. As you can tell, we did space these out so that we can have room to get stuck on things between them, room to move between them. So each of these is going to be a row of netherrack. As you can see there's going to be a row of, I think, 5, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we have 5 back, and they'll all be feeding into that lava drum, which will then feed into the lava generator. So I'm hoping that if we have 5 crucibles, each working on netherrack power, each feeding into the lava drum, we should be able to keep up with our power needs for the moment. And if not, we can always expand this platform out a little bit further and take it out to 6 or 7 or 8. You know, it might get kind of ridiculous by that point, but, you know, I'm hoping this is just going to be a temporary thing until we get to the nether and until we can make, like an ender pump lava system thing, which was really articulate. But anyway, I wanted to show you guys what we're kind of thinking of doing because I'm in the middle of gathering a bunch of resources. I had to make these lava drums, and I need to make some more crucibles because I only had 4 at the time, so I need to make a lot more of those and a lot more netherrack. So I wanted to just let you guys know what was going on and that there is kind of a plan, and we're working on it. So we should get this lava problem sorted out by the time we're done here. I don't know if that means we're not going to be able to get this rearranging done. It probably means we won't. But we'll see. We'll see how long it takes me to get this put together, and if I, get it put together in a pretty timely fashion, then maybe we can still take care of that. So, if I want to do this quickly, I should get back to grabbing things. All of the crucibles are now in place, and we are looking good. It's actually pretty noisy down here, so I hope that's not too bad for you. If it is really loud, I apologize, and I'll get that fixed in a minute. But we've got all of our crucibles in place. They're all lined up with a lava drum, so the point now of what we need to do is start getting some transfer nodes in here. So I think if I do that, it should connect and start pumping out just fine. Awesome. So I have enough to get these front ones hooked up at least. And did those all connect? Yup. So we'll pop over here. No, that's not what I wanted to do. That's also not what I wanted to do. Okay, we just have to get this guy here. All right, so our front ones are all hooked up now. So if I went and put this here, I was going to say it should connect to that, and then both of them will be filling into this guy, right? Awesome. So I don't have that many of these. Of course, I only had the 8 of them because we only had 8 crucibles. So I need to make 12 more. Does that sound right? 6 and 6 is 12. Yep. So I need to make 12 more of those, and then I just realized I didn't really think about how we're going to get our cobble into these machines. But I have plenty of item conduit, so I'm thinking we might just run, you know, put 2 or 3 big chests back here and run item conduit up in the sides in between. That seems like a pretty efficient use of space there to me. And then we'd be able to still keep it kind of spaced out. You could still walk up and down. You'd just be walking on a pipe. So anyway, I'm working on this, and I actually need 16 liquid transfer nodes because I need to put one underneath these guys so they can feed from the drum into the lava generator. So we're making progress, we're making headway, and we're going to keep just trucking on. Everybody hold the phone. My design has a fatal flaw, or at least it did. So I was just putting all these things on. I had all my transfer nodes on. They were all set up and ready, and oops. And I was getting no lava flow. And then it occurred to me, you can only put cobblestone into crucibles from the top side. So the transfer pipes for the cobble have to be on top, which means I can't put the transfer nodes for the liquids on top. But it turns out that if we put the transfer nodes on the side here, we are actually able to use the Yetta wrench to make them so they don't connect up to each other. So in this way, we can still keep the same basic layout. We can keep the same layout, I suppose. I'll just say it twice. We can keep that same layout and still have each of them go into, that's not what I meant to click, go into a different lava drum. See, this one's already got 12,000 going because it's fully hooked up to the barrels that I'm using to hold on to the cobblestone. I'm not sure if that's the best method, but right now I think that holds the most stacks of any other storage I could be using. So right now it's the best method for me. So anyway, this means that I need to get all my transfer nodes hooked up and make some more transfer pipe because I'm running out. So guess what that means? I get to go and crush some more dust for more redstone. I really wish we could have gotten this part done today. Alright everybody, success is ours. Even though we had some trouble, we have got all of these barrels hooked up. This one's got 13,000, 75,000, 19,000, and 96. Of course, this one's way ahead because it was hooked up for the longest. But we basically have mirror images here because, again, I have a thing with symmetry. Hopefully I'll fight against that soon. But, you know, for now, I'm just going to stay symmetrical. So we've got this barrel here in the back. Feeds into these two lines of crucibles, which then feed into their respective drums, and it's much the same over here, except they go around the opposite side. And I did add a little more space back here so that I can just straight run through here if I need to come back here and fill these barrels up again or anything. I also put a little jig corner thing here so it would still kind of look like a support beam, but let me run through it. I've left this little gap in here because I want to let these barrels get filled up at least halfway before I start taking stuff out of them to hook up the lava generators. And in any case, this isn't even hooked up yet. And I'm out of time to get this finished today, so I'm thinking I may try to do that between episodes. Maybe still get that montage done. Hint, next episode. So I think this is all I've got time for today, so I have to call it here, but thank you very much for, tuning in with me, guys. I hope you learned a little bit, and if not, I hope you laughed a little bit. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. That's a wrap.